what's going on outside.
All right.
Are we back?
We're back again. And you caught us.
All right.
We haven't replaced the video card. And but I'm wondering now if it's the, it could be, which is going to be about the same price. It could be the converter because it looks like we lost video first. Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. Video froze first.
Then, and then.
I love how it froze.
Then, then restream. Got it back on it. So, yeah, we'll have to do some.
I think there needs to be a Patreon team, upgrade our hardware. Upgrade our stuff.
Yeah, because this stuff is all like more than 10 years old.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So, yeah, we'll see. So, sorry, yeah, the stream is now totally
Messed up.
Incorrect. Yeah, it'll be another piece again, another fragment. But, yeah.
We're here.
So we are here. We've been printing some, War Machine. And
You have. I still haven't touched that printer after I
right.
the build plate so bad. Huh?
And and I got some stuff ready for Great Helm as well. So,
I saw that. Your Great Home stuff looks awesome.
Yeah. So we'll get on that. All right. Hello again, everybody. Hey, Andrew. Sorry we lost the stream. All right. Let's see how this goes.
How long it can last.
Yeah, and we've also got the Windows 10 deadline. It might have already happened. No, I think it's the 15th.
Yeah, it's 15th.
Windows 10 deadline coming up. So we'll be completely unprotected because I think this computer's too old to
mine
to
at home
upgrade.
is. Mine at home is. I'm just like, oh, cool. Free web. Can't do it. I'm like, all right, fine.
No more security updates for you. We're going to throw you to the wolves unless you buy a new computer or pay us for the new version.
I won't go off on it, but I'm just tired of this shitty future
Mm-hmm,
where everything was just.
Oh yeah.
Never mind. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, I heard a really dystopic explanation of like Microsoft's strategy and how they've been kind of making it obvious where things are headed, and it should be fun because if they can successfully do what they're doing with their Game Pass, then with Windows. You're not going to even have a computer. You're going to have a monitor that's connected to a network. Everyone's going to be doing network computing from the cloud. You don't have to own a single piece of hardware.
Like Adobe does?
Yeah. And then they just shut you off if you don't pay your bill. And they throttle you. Like there'll be tiers. It's like, well, you're not paying the highest tiers. So your internet, even though you're paying for good internet, we're not going to give you a good network connection.
Even if you do pay for the highest tier, they just go, you know what? We decided to put the ads in this because we're greedy.
Yes. Yeah. Right, yeah. So, and that seems,
Damn it, Jeremy, I thought you said I wasn't going to start me on this. All right.
Without going too far into it, it does seem like they're pushing, it's like the whales are getting the best that they can offer, and they're making everybody, either they're pricing them out of it, so everyone's going to be pushed to an ad-funded tier. So everything will be ad-funded, and you're not going to be able to afford to turn the ads off anymore.
Yep.
Can't wait. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm not.
That'll be great in my convalescent home. I'll have to get my credit card out every time. Can't wait. So what have you been up to?
Getting mad at Philadelphia sports. If you've been following my... Oh, man, I am mad. I'm mad that this makes me look like I actually care about sports. No, okay. Haven't really been doing that much because last night was the first night where I got home and said, you know what? I don't feel absolutely dead tired. Let's look at some stuff.
Oh no.
So I've been working on a little board for the small tanks. Because there's a game that came along with that. Finally pulled out some more like 6mm miniatures because I have like a huge hefty box of them. And I'm like, you know what? Let's actually start building some of these Triumph and little armies. So nothing all that much yet because I'm still just like only have enough energy to like open the box and slowly sort through all my stuff. Right? But hopefully that'll change in the future.
Nice. Oh, good.
And you've been printing up a storm.
Yeah. I'm just trying everything because I've had these subscriptions for a while and haven't been able to. Once my old printer went down, haven't been able to try anything out. So you're just curious about the quality of everything and how people are doing stuff. And it seems like most of the Mantic, the Steam-forged games, the War Machine stuff, and also the Wargames Atlantic.
Oh yeah,
all of their stuff prints great. Yeah, they do a good job of supporting stuff. Some people complain. I mean, they offer both versions, unsupported and supported. Some people have been complaining about the War Machine stuff being over-supported, but they've got some pretty crazy models and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah. But some people complain it's too much.
Flip side, I buy stuff that's apparently unsupported and can't be printed on the printer.
Right. Yeah, well, that's the problem with it being like still a hobbyist thing. They're not good standards. So the sites that offer digital files, some of the people that put stuff up there, they just assume you've been in the hobby and you know terrain is FDM and miniatures are still SLA, and that's how things have been forever. But no, it's changing. It's changing because now the FDM is getting small enough that people are printing miniatures successfully, and when you print resin terrain, it feels nice. It doesn't feel like
brain somebody with this thing.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like junky plastic. It's a nice heavy piece, so it won't bounce around on the board because PLA is plastic. It's very gets tossed around pretty easy. So so there's just these kind of things you're supposed to assume. So somebody designs something to be printed with hot plastic. It's not it's not going to work that well.
Never really thought about it, but that is how it is. Printed with hot plastic.
And you're going to have to hollow it out and do all kinds of you're basically going to be redesigning their files, but that you've paid for. So it's a little bit more involved. It hasn't come to the kind of push button state yet. You're still dealing with a lot of
which is why I think like even with a 3D printer, like you said, we're not to the state where I'm proof of that, where it's not just like push a button to print things. So I don't think we're in any kind of talking like I have any kind of authority. I don't think we have any kind of danger of like traditional miniature producers going out of business, right? Because we're just not at that point.
Yeah, it's a small group that can do it, but now that they have, because this is something that Games Workshop has been dealing with, now that they have the scanners, which is basically a camera that you just do a 360, so you put together, only one person has to buy a Warhammer miniature. You put a camera around it, and it's got a lot of like weird artifacts and stuff that need cleaned up, but you get a pretty good representation, and if you're printing on FDM printer, it's going to look fine, and so they are like, it's getting there where the technology is in the hands of the common people, and if the people that are going to do the pirating are in China and Russia with these digital files, they can't stop that. There's no way for them to stop that. You have to be in EU, something within their legal grasp. And so once this, because that's where the recasters have been from, kind of Russia and China and maybe Eastern Europe, where they take the sprues and the model, and they actually like try to cast them again, and so you see I tried doing that. Two seams, you see two seam lines and stuff. Yeah, and I think it was especially with the older metal miniatures and stuff, and that may even be I don't know. I've heard rumors that's what some of the stuff that's out there that's supposedly being sold legitimately is also recastings. So yeah, I'm not naming any names. But
any source.
Yeah, right. So it's an interesting thing. But yeah, it's definitely not there yet. And I'm surprised how many people jump into it really recklessly, and because you're dealing with hot ends on a melted that are melting plastic, or you're dealing with
two-part
toxic very toxic photoresin that can create insane levels of dermatitis and contact dermatitis and
that
things.
Make me feel better about that.
so people are just like, what am I doing wrong? What is this? So it's not not there yet. But the printer that we have is really close. Like there's so much that's taken away from you having to manage. Like you don't have to have a thermometer in there. You have to put a little heater in there. You don't have to do all kinds of the extra things that they never really explained to you. Like when the printers were first out, they didn't really say, if it's below 20 degrees Celsius, you ain't printing shit.
If it's above 40 degrees, you ain't printing. Yeah.
So it was a real and I think the internet has helped people share information, but the problem is now the hobby, the technology has moved ahead, and there's a lot of really old bad information now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Where you're like, this doesn't make any sense, or the software doesn't do this anymore. It's like, oh, okay, that's why. So yeah, we're getting kind of a generational thing already. But once they move to a better materials, it'll be all over, and that's when the big companies are going to have to kind of that aren't in digital yet. No, they're just going to be threatened because they're paying that $10,000 to tool a mold for a single sprue is not going to be worth it if you can get decent results.
Well, not to prolong this conversation because we got to start, but I mean, like GW is already pretty much like, okay, it's not boutique because it's everywhere, right? but maybe it's the opposite of boutique, right? Because it's everywhere. I think they can still charge what they charge for miniatures, right? Mm-hmm. And I honestly think that will continue into the future, even if 3D printing does become more ubiquitous, because unless they go even further than they have to go out of the way to like damage their name, they're still going to be like the miniatures manufacturer, right? I think. Yeah,
well, yeah, and the HIPS plastic is still so much nicer as a part of a hobby, because that's the problem with both types of printing at home now is modifying and kit bashing and stuff. You got to do it digitally.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with the final result. It's not very fun to work with. So yeah, that's going to be, I think, preferable for a while, but yeah, I don't know. It's just the ridiculous, the $1,000 barrier to entry to get into a starter army now. That's silly, and so they're gonna
not disagreeing.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, I don't know. They're gonna do it as long as they can, and they know how to do it now, and they've obviously got, they've finally realized that getting that competitive market really going, because that's what all the YouTubers and social media now, just competitive 40K. That's all it is what's the meta, what's the list to beat, and that's all it is. And they've finally figured out that that's how you get the pay pigs to keep paying you.
Well, yeah, because anyone who plays at home would be just like, you know what, we relax even if you don't relax the rules, you're just like, we're gonna play with the miniatures we have at home, right? Mm-hmm. It's like that meme. We're not going to McDonald's. We've got McDonald's at home, right?
Right.
But no, okay, yeah, good point about. Well, it's kind of like. Reminds me of like Magic, right? Yes, the competitive players are the one who are going to try and keep up with the. How many times does a set change a year now? 4? I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So I think they've tapped into it. They've become they're the Magic of that kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see how long people want to freaking do that.
So the economy collapses even more.
Yeah, right. That's true. All right. And we'll talk about on the Discord, they were talking a bit about the Italian guy with the Patreon that's getting sued pretty good by Games Workshop.
Hadn't seen this.
They said, just, take your stuff down, because he wasn't really like the look. It was, stylized, but it was obviously, these are obviously Tyranids. These are obviously Space Marines. And the way that they're going after him, from what I read, is it's a little different if they're going after him in Italian court. The thing that they said is not copyright infringement. It's anti-competition. It's unfair competition or whatever. So he's creating a duplicate of something, which is basically IP. Right. So I don't think the EU has the same kind of IP laws that the US has. So they're going after him for a competition thing. And so people are like, well, this isn't right. So there's a lot of arguments on both sides. And on the Discord as well. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, Games Workshop is probably feeling the pain. They don't want that to be an option. Like, they're trying to eliminate that option, just like they're trying to eliminate the local game shops from selling 40K. And they want Warhammer stores to sell 40K and make that money, or their web store. They don't want anybody else to have to be splitting this with anybody. So we'll see. But we're going to run out of time.
Yeah.
Brr. All right, so let's get started for this week. Welcome to the Weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And this week on the Weekly, Vast Grimm in the hands of its creator. Okay. Starcraft, the Wargame, is coming. Okay. Starfinder, Afterlight, a video game. And finally, as a palate cleanser, Troika bundle, an actual physical, like real books bundle. Yay! All right, so let's start with. So I noticed this game when it first came out, and they've done several crowdfunding things since then. So Brian Colin has taken Vast Grimm kind of all on his own. It's now creator own and everything now. So Vast Grimm is a MORK BORG, kind of a sci-fi MORK BORG system, using the MORK BORG system. Okay. And it has a really nice kind of like crazy 90s neon look. And they've had several kind of expansions and crowdfundings, but I guess the creator was kind of unhappy with the lack of control, and also like new factors that are kind of in the, shipping and tariffs and things that are factoring into things. And so he's kind of made some decisions to bring it all under his control, which is a bit interesting. And a little bit, the thing that differentiated Vast Grimm is it wasn't just apocalypse, you're all, the world's ending, you're all going to die. There were exploration aspects to it that made the sci-fi be a little bit more hopeful. So a glimmer of hope with legends of escape from this dying world.
Okay.
All right. So Brian Colin has been refining the rules and is getting ready for a new Kickstarter for Vast Grimm. And when interviewed, I think it's Wargamer, he said, "I never seem to stop thinking about new ways to expand Vast Grimm. There is so much to explore, but most of the initial concepts start to develop in my monthly Patreon releases. It is through there that additional rules and tweaks have developed, and for months I've been running games at the game nights at Local Ties, a brewery in his hometown, and never wanted to bring all of my Vast Grimm hardcover books with me. So moving to a zine format, which is what he's doing with the with doing it himself and actually printing it himself, will make it easier to pick and choose exactly what you want. So the rules are becoming more modular, and I think they were kind of already headed that direction, but he's really reinforcing that. So their initial campaign back in 2021. Launched the game, and they had 1 million dice. That was the thing that I was like, oh, this looks interesting, but it's like, that's a lot of dice. I don't trust people to do that many dice, right? Because the fulfillment, they're obviously not doing that themselves. The fulfillment and that kind of stuff is like, okay. So they've had 3 additional crowdfunding campaigns since then with their modular rules. There's a crew member manual, a network operator manual, which is what GMs are called, and so this isn't just going to be a reprint. He's going to revise the rules and realizing that the previous rules were very close to the MORK BORG template, and so this is it's going to be becoming its own thing. I think is what they're looking at, adding character components and things that fit better the decaying devices and ruined spaceships of this setting. One thing that Colin said is there needed to be another stat. So Vast Grimm was being developed right around the same time as Cyborg. And at that point, there had only ever been 4 stats. So after playing Vast Grimm a while, I realized it was obvious that presence was the stat used way too much. So I needed tech. So you added tech to kind of vary that. And I think that was the thing as I went with Cyborg instead of Vast Grimm, just because the kind of dystopic end of the world cyberpunk thing worked a little better for me at that time. So that's why I never played it or got into it. But so his taking the game under his control is addressing the current instability of the game markets, working with print shops, battling tariffs and shipping. So basically shortly. So this is a little bit of his history. So he has a pre-press experience. So he said, hey, getting my own digital printers might be the way to go. And so that's why the explanation for switching to the zine format, so he can print them himself, and wants to, be modifying the rules, expanding the game, and sending it directly to the players. So the creator to players, instead of doing the crowdfunding thing and having to. So you're doing a crowdfunding. Okay, I realize. Right. No, trying to minimize the crowdfunding, because he's still on Kickstarter. That's right. So he's still on Kickstarter, but trying not to like I was saying, the 10 different kinds of dice were kind of a turnoff. It's like just don't do that. Just give us the game. And I think the pressure of feeling that you need to do that stuff for stretch goals and all that stuff on Kickstarter, just like kind of what Milsonian was talking about last time. It's like just kind of getting away. No, this sounds like what I always say I feel Kickstarter is for, right? Like a project that wouldn't be able to exist from kind of like any other means, because the creator has the idea, just I need money to set this up. Yes, so I'll put a link to I think it's a coming soon page, or maybe it has just. Oh, actually, no. I think it has just launched because there was an early bird, 24-hour early bird. I'll take a look at Vast Grimm if you're interested. So a little bit more explory, end of the world sci-fi. So unlike MORK BORG or Cyborg, like there is a way out. Yes, you just got to find it. Keep looking. I'm also getting a little bogged out. Like if everything is like grim, dark, and crappy, and you just no escape, you're just like, why am I playing this? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's real life. That's real life, right? Anyway, that's right. So we're talking about 40K a little bit before the cast. Well, how about the best 40K video game that's ever been released, Starcraft?
Hey, I don't want to get sued.
Right. So Archon Studios is actually working on a miniatures game, a Starcraft tabletop miniatures game. So we've got a little bit. We've been hearing about this for a while. Now we've actually got some photos. They revealed some models in some photos posted on social media, and we get a little bit of first photographs of painted miniatures. And so we see the swarms of hydralisks and zerglings and some Terran marines all painted up, probably just prototype 3D printed stuff. But they are the final version, because this is what Archon does, is going to be HIPS plastic, so the high impact polystyrene on sprues. So it's going to be very hobbyable. There's going to be an early release of beta rules and things in early 2026, but it looks like the full release we're going to be waiting for. So the initial release will be early next year. We might be waiting still another year for the full, for everything to be coming out, according to the Archon's CEO. But some of the details we have, it's going to be a 33 by 66 inch board, so kind of dinner table size is what they're calling it. And somewhere in the area of 30 to 40 Terrans. You're going to need a few more for Zergs and fewer for Protoss. Similar, and then they say similar model counts to what 40K is doing now on the smaller scale, or even Star Wars Legions. Okay. So not out of that realm. They definitely are aware of the current markets and whatever. But on September 16th, they took a trip to Blizzard Studios and did a play test with some of the actual Blizzard employees to get their feedback and see if it felt like StarCraft. And I guess they're continuing, so I guess it's good. They didn't pull the license, so I guess it's good.
Yeah, good point.
And of course, if you don't know, StarCraft and both StarCraft and Warcraft started out as Blizzard being enamored with, and I think actually, I don't even think that was a game's license that. I don't remember, because I was watching a thing about Interplay. And before Blizzard was Blizzard, they were a little sub-company of Interplay.
Okay.
And when they did Orcs versus Humans, I don't even know if that was originally like a Warhammer Fantasy thing, or if it just it just became their own thing. But originally, they were fans of everything Games Workshop was doing, wanted to get the license to actually do 40K. They said, sorry, we're dealing with other people. And they said, okay, well, we'll just do our own thing, because you didn't do anything original creating this IP, so we can make our own version.
Kind of didn't. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yep.
So they made legally distinct, and it's interesting that and maybe it's because they're friendly with each other. They're not competing in the same markets and things.
Or they're just too big for GWC, like Matt said.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they grew too fast, got too successful.
Whoa, someone that can fight back? We're not going to pick on them.
No. Yes. And they pitched a Warcraft, but they already had deals in motion. So so the best 40K video game is actually not 40K. It's StarCraft. So we're getting a board game. Did you?
No, there was a board game.
Yeah. You played a
I had a copy of it. Okay, like years ago, when we first kind of started, almost sort of the beginning of the Idle Red Hand things, Lyle got a copy of the StarCraft board game, and as a big fan of obviously the first game, lost who knows how many hours at university. I kind of looked at it and went, you know what? I think it's gonna suck, right? But then I played it and I went, okay, this game is fantastic, right? The mechanics, that was really kind of started me on, like, I guess one of my mechanics trips, where I'm like, the mechanics of the board game are obviously different from the video game. However, they emulate very well the feeling of the game, right? So like, it's not a one-for-one emulation, but I'm like, whoa, you've captured the feeling of this game with these different mechanics. That would made me think, okay, like, emulation or capturing the feel of something is pretty important. This game, I don't know. For me, a big thing of StarCraft is the resource management.
Yeah.
I wonder if this game's going to have it.
I wonder.
Or if it's just going to be, here's my team of Terran Marines, here's my team of Zerglings and.
Yeah, I didn't see anything mentioned.
But I didn't see anything that said they weren't going to.
Right. Yeah, because it would be that would very much differentiate it from other war games. Yeah, because they are calling this a tabletop miniatures game, but if they are going to stick with that, it does seem like you would have, like, deployment would have to happen gradually. You'd have to, like, be every round accumulating some sort of points, and some would accumulate faster. Some units would be more expensive. Yeah. So.
Well, it would be interesting if you could somehow, like, generate, even if it was like not something visually represented on the table, like you said, collecting or accruing some kind of resource to then deploy more units during
Right,
the game,
right.
right? That kind of represents the off-screen harvesting of the resources, right? Because, I don't know, kind of getting into historical war games and reading up on, like, history of things, and I'm getting a little bit bored with just, like, not set-piece battles, but, like, you build your team, I build my team. I'm like, because that's not really how it worked, right? Especially in kind of, like, earlier times. It's like, well, we only have these resources available, and we're kind of being attacked, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's just like, we just got to do the best we can with what we
Right,
have,
right.
especially like Napoleonic era, when people are like going off all in all different directions. You're like, well, we got to hope reinforcements show up in time to do this, right?
Right.
So modeling things like that has become a lot more interesting to me than just, we both have the same amount of points, let's just go. And if they were able to do resources, the Starcraft game could be a lot more interesting. Well, like you said, set itself apart from other kind of science fiction skirmish games.
Right. Yeah, it's going to have the look of 40K, but maybe mechanics will be a bit more satisfying in that, you're kind of like, I don't know, but you got to be careful, though, with snowballing then, too.
Well, I was just going to say, it also opens up the table, open up the door for, like, just flipping the table when, like, someone's just camping on all the resources, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to pretend my computer turned off.
Right.
It's gone, done, right?
Right. Yes. All right. So this was. We'll see. We're still going to be waiting a while. We'll see beta rules soon. Beginning of next year.
I'm going to go look at the miniatures at least, because I want to know what scale they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Probably 28.
Yeah. They got to fit on your kitchen table. So. So we were just talking about video game to miniature war game. Let's talk about RPG to video game. All right. So Starfinder Afterlight. Been getting a lot of advertising. I don't know if it's a positive opinion, but I'm always cautious. Video game Kickstarters are always the worst because they budgeting and the budgets can get out of control, and you need to really hurt people to make them make a video game, and that's not good. So gather your crew, save the galaxy with this party-based RPG featuring Starfinder's 2E rule set, where magic meets technology. So Epic Tellers, a Spanish game company, is working on. I think Paizo wants this to be like kind of their Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah. So the story is a captain's vanished, a galaxy on the brink. So the galaxy is on the brink of annihilation, as it is always, and your captain has vanished without a trace. You must assemble a crew of charming misfits and legendary yet questionable companions to take the helm and decide the fate of the Pact Worlds. So a single-player, party-based CRPG using, Paizo's Starfinder. And basically, the elevator pitch for this was Divinity Original Sin meets Guardians of the Galaxy. So, so there will be, I don't... So Baldur's Gate lets you kind of create your own party, name your own members, but it seems like you may be selecting from...
Paizo's
some kind of like pre-written, and maybe that helps with voice, with dialogue and stuff. So you have personalities and things already decided. So you've got Cole the soldier, Tycho the operative, Lou 323 the envoy, and Sterling the Solarian. Okay. And then it'll be tactical turn-based combat. So the classes available at launch are, I think I just already read most of them. Yeah, Soldier, Envoy, Operative, Mystic, Solarian, and Witch Warper. So branching narrative, and it sounds like they're going in pretty heavy with voice acting. And of course, this is a crowdfunder. It's on Kickstarter. The more money they make, the more voices they're going to add. Unfortunately, they're going with Unity. And it does look more, it looks more kind of cartoony, more illustratory, not, super realistic. And so you're going to get a Steam code basically backing it, as well as exclusive, like Kickstarter exclusive unlockable dice skins and skins for your ship and capes for your characters and stuff. Right. So the more you
suck money out of people, but doesn't actually do anything in the game. All right.
Right. Yes. So sorry, I may have the dates confused. We may be getting StarCraft earlier than I thought. Okay. It may be coming out next year. That this is the one that we're going to be waiting for, because it's a video game and things can go wrong. So I would rather wait and see. I'd rather read the Steam page before I went in financially on this. Early access for the game is going to be second quarter of next year, and this is all going to be on PC. You'll get Act 1, around 10 to 15 hours of gameplay. Full release, loosely estimated for 2027.
Okay.
So you could be waiting a long time. But they did fund on the first day, over 400% of their goal.
Like they were not going to fund.
Yeah, right. With the So yeah, we'll see how this does. But it does seem like, because this is what Wizards of the Coast is scrambling to do. They keep opening new video game studios, and we need another Baldur's Gate 3. So it looks like this is Paizo's attempt to do that, take their IP and do something fun with it and see. I don't know, though. I mean, I hope this, I didn't look at the track record of Epic Teller to see if they have already done, successful games in this genre and stuff. If this is the first time for them, they're going to be hurting their employees, and they're going to be doing terrible things to get this done if it ever gets done. And that's the thing with video games on crowdfunding. It's just like, bip, bip, but they just kind of fade away. Yeah. And you don't get a PDF or something. You just get nothing. So I think it's about $30. They're kind of, everybody in, and then up from there gives you more cosmetics and lockables. Oh, but the other thing that they are doing is everybody that pledges does get a PDF of the Afterlight themed core rulebook for Starfinder, second edition. Okay. So they are going to release a rule set, and they're going to, of course, stat out for the tabletop game all of the characters in the video game, the RPG, CRPG. So they are trying to connect it to the tabletop. And if you like, and that will be the thing. We don't know yet if we like these characters, but if you do like the characters, it may be fun to include them or play specifically in this adventure that they're going through in the Pact Worlds setting. Who knows? All right, palate cleanser time. Right. Enough of this crowdfunding nonsense. So a company that's moving away from crowdfunding, Melsonia Arts Council, has a great, if you haven't played Troika and you want to get into it, here's months of a campaign, a months-long campaign you can get into for, it's over $100, but it's physical books. You're getting hardcover books. I think a variety of hardcover and softcover books, kind of the smaller digest size, but it's everything to get you going with Troika. So there is on the Melsonia website, there is a bundle that saves you about $50 for these 6 books. So you get, of course, the base rules for Troika, which include your characters arriving at the city of Troika, the Blancmange and Thistle Hotel, where everything starts. Then your investigators can explore an abandoned wizard's warehouse with the Walgarvax warehouse supplement adventure. Be hired by a plant king to retrieve something precious from the stars, from Fronds of Benevolence, and then conquer a vertical flesh dungeon. I don't know what that means, with Slate and Chalcedony. Or get kidnapped and escape from a demigod in the hands of the god. And finally, you can become private investigators attempting to solve the case of missing scarf worms in the Big Squirm.
So that's like 5 books.
Yeah. So it's,
in addition to like the core.
Yeah.
book,
So 6 books, including the rule book, and I think it's their latest version of the rule book, which I think folds out to be a Game Master screen. As well. Yeah. So it's a nice version of things. But yeah, this will keep you occupied if you want wacky sci-fi. And basically, it's always slipped my mind, like, what is the system? How does this play? It's described as the advanced fighting fantasy rule set, basically. Okay. So, low stats, D6s and just a few stats. So similar to Warlock and other games. So, yeah, very, very rules light, very story heavy, and very wacky, heavy on the wackiness. So if
it's rules light, that kind of means it's like potentially rulings heavy.
Yeah, right. Rules light, rulings heavy.
I mean, that's not like a negative. It's just like, okay, so we're going to have to the rules are pretty scarce, which means we're going to have to do lots of interpretations of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah, but these are beautiful books. The Melsonia does the kind of artsy zine stuff. So these are all like really interestingly illustrated. They've got, kind of like a DCC style or, zine style maps where you have these like really elaborately illustrated maps that describe the areas and stuff. So they're really fun to play in and really open-ended. So your version of Troika is probably going to feel very different from other people's, depending on how you interpret certain things and, what you want and don't want in your games. But I'll put a link to that because these are physical books and this is this directly supporting them. I will also though put a link to everything digital that they have on DriveThruRPG is also in a big bundle.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, if you don't need physical books and you want to try this out, there is I think it's like only $30, but all of their PDFs that have been released under Troika and all of the supporting systems on DriveThru as well. So if you're okay with PDFs, you can also,
or if you're not okay with PDFs but lack space,
right? You don't have any more shelf space.
more space.
But it's definitely worth these. These are great looking books. You know, the illustrations are really fun and evocative. So if you want to try something different and try some advanced fighting fantasy rules, give it a shot.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for this week. So where can people find you?
Yelling about sports in blue sky and Instagram.
Typical Philly fan.
Exactly. Trust me, if it was possible, I'd be throwing batteries through the screen. Right? Anyway, no, blue sky a bit, Instagram more often, and hopefully being more active as I have more energy to do things, right? That's Hivemind, HYVEMYND, and how about you?
Oh, well, I am eventually going to be drawing some more cartoons. I have been keeping up, but I will do my cartoon stream sometime soon, hopefully next week. Abuse Cartoons is that stream on YouTube and Twitch. It'll show up on this channel as well, just to be confusing. Yeah. And actually, live streaming is getting a little boost recently. So
really?
Maybe we should do some more live streaming, because they're kind of sneaking live streams into their TikTok ripoff, so you can find.
I mean, they're shorts.
You can find live streams when you're like flipping through shorts, and so I think that's why some of our live streams are getting bigger numbers.
Okay, so more live streams. Okay,
right. But that's a temporary nonsense that, of course, they're doing. So it's a single panel gag cartoon. You can read it on gocomics.com/domestic abuse. But if you like what we're doing here on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters.
And last month you could have done that for free, but this month it's going to cost you.
Mr. Chance.
So patreon.com/upturntable. And the weekling is the tier that supports this show. And let us know what you want to do, what you want to hear less of: more board games, less zines, less sports, less miniature printing discussion. And yes, so upturntable.com is the website, and then on all social media. Yep. And subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified when we go live, because we will be going live tomorrow for some more Call of Cthulhu.
Nice.
So we'll be heading down to New Orleans, and things will.
Crazy?
Yeah, I think necromancy is going to be the theme for a while. So hang in there, everyone. So for Halloween.
Yeah, nice.
All right. So that'll do it for this week. We'll be back again next week.
Later, mortals.
Goodbye. So we're back. Yes. So, oh yeah. So anybody feel, I will try to pay attention, but anybody feel free to jump into the weekly, the weekly call, and I'll pop that up and we can talk. But yeah. So sorry about the. So it'll either be the Calarion Memorial video card that we'll have to replace, or the video converter, that HDMI video signal converter. So because the way that it failed this time made me a little suspicious that that might be the weak link. So one way or another, Calarion will save the stream. Yeah, it's very weird. But very cool. So yeah, that was I saw that last night, the lawsuit for the guy, the Patreon. And so if this is successful, because I think they've already been doing cease and desist for a lot of people, and a lot of people, it's just been removal of certain things. But the thing they've been talking about with this is My Mini Factory didn't do anything about this, and the creator is fighting this and actually started a GoFundMe because they didn't name specific things that were encroaching. Like, they didn't say this, and this, and for these reasons. It was just generally take down, like, 2,000 of your files. So we'll see what, and hopefully this doesn't set any ugly precedent in the EU. But yeah, we'll see. So been lots of weird Warhammer news lately. The leak, the leak of all their files. I like a lot of the YouTubers like, that's it, Warhammer 40K has been leaked onto the internet. It's like, no, people have just been building very similar things for a while and scanning things as well. The new recasting. Oh, there he is. I hear ya. Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Going all right. Does it sound okay? I'm not on my computer.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, sounds fine. I'll turn you on so everybody can hear you. There we go. Let's do actually maybe this one. Yeah. But yes, good to hear you. Are you ready for some more Call of Cthulhu?
Oh, heck yeah.
Nice. All right. But very cool. Yeah, and thanks for putting the link for the Don't Starve board game up there. That's a fun project as well that I did.
It is, but I impulse bought some Blu-rays from Shout, so I don't think I'm going to be doing the Don't Starve thing.
Oh yeah, what did you pick up from Shout? Uh-oh.
Deathstalker 1 and 2.
Nice. And
Army of Darkness Director's Cut.
Oh, very cool. Well, we should do some watch parties then. Figure out a way to, and that's something actually I think we can do with Discord and Patreon. We could probably do that and not get it taken down. Just be able to, because now you can stream, you can live stream to Patreon. So that would be fun. We could actually have have a visual reference instead of I haven't figured out how the heck to do that on YouTube there. And I guess like some people are worse than others. So of course our alien discussion got grabbed right away. At least we were able to stream. It didn't kill the stream. But cool. So so we'll do some more Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, so we've got another decent sized adventure. I think a lot more. This is one that'll be a bit more complicated and more decision making. So, but should be fun. And this will be the kind of the climax of the. We'll finish the starter set, and so people will have some idea of what's involved in that. And that's they did a really good job with that. Putting those adventures together and starting out, a solo adventure for the keeper, and then gradually making more complicated, but not like recognizable, very interesting and kind of different types of adventures. Mm-hmm. So it should be cool.
Hey, Arturo's here.
Hey, nice. Hello, Arturo. Yeah, good to see you. Yes, so we'll be So Chris has been talking. There's a couple of 5e players that Chris is trying to talk into trying something new. So we might try something more Halloween themed, or at least horror themed for the end of this month, in person, an actual in-person RPG session. So either Monster Hearts or Alien. But I suggested, because I did get the Vaesen starter set. I just got that, so I said, Chris could run that as well. That might be a fun. I'd love to see Chris's take on how to handle all of that. And the starter set, there's some great stuff in there. They give you a big map of the castle of the Castle Gillenkrutz, the one you take over, that actually has a map of it and everything. So
really?
Yeah. So there's some more stuff in there to kind of help the beginning setup of the group. And now I have a handy dandy society lapel pin. So if I get a wool suit from Scandinavia, I can I can let everybody know the secret society I belong to. Yeah, that was their early backer thing. Was they did a enamel pin for the society, that secret society that nobody knows about.
Just don't go off script with the whole inheriting the castle thing, or you'll get in trouble like we did before.
Right. Oh, that's right. I can't. What were you doing? Yeah, that's right. Handle it like in the book. And there was so there is discussion. The starter set I don't think contains full rules, but there is a little bit of revision of the Vaesen rules as well, because they did another printing of the core rule book, which I didn't back. I figured a PDF would be enough just to see the few things that they've changed, but maybe they've they've refined some of that, or kind of like, I think in the starter set as well, probably gave you more guidance, like how to get things up and running and how the society can work. But yeah, however you want it to work is how it can work. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I think it was fun. I mean, I like the way we handled it, and I love Will's character was just awesome. Yeah, you've just been acquiring various profit generating businesses along the way. Good stuff. But not more kids on bikes. The Mythic Carpathia and City of Nightmares came, and I did the starter set as well. So yeah, can't wait to look at those. Yeah, I would love to do, and this may be something we could do with like completely new characters, or even like pre-gens or something, but do like a Dracula kind of thing. Do like a Strahd, like Curse of Strahd kind of thing, but in Vaesen. I think that would be fun. To have a big bad vampire. But I guess if you know that ahead of time, it's gonna take away a bit of the fright. But yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so we may get to try. So Chris is backing Great Helm, so and has been kind enough to add a physical book to the pledge. So I'll have a physical book for Great Helm, and I think that's a good idea. Matt, get that working on a VTT. I think that would be really fun. And just we could do some fun tokens. Just find some good art of knights, and because you only need 6 tokens each, and we just have to have ways to track certain die rolls. And once we've got that, we'll just do like a set of tokens that are 1 to 6, and we should be able to give those rules a try.
You need those, and you need it's called like momentum or something in that case.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to have something that we can switch next time, or just
that would be easy.
Yeah. I don't think that would be bad at all. Yeah, and
also what I would suggest is one person set it up. Like if you want to set it up, just load everything as an NPC.
Mm-hmm.
Like both sides plus all the tokens. Just load them all as NPCs, and then share them all with everyone.
Oh, I see.
Because then anybody can grab an NPC, whatever it is, token or miniature, and do what they need to do with it on the board.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that would help because if you can't see or if you can't manipulate them, yeah. So what did we play the uh Malagothica on the crazy kind of demon?
Oh yeah,
That wasn't Roll20. Oh, that was Foundry. That's right. That was Foundry.
Foundry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So Foundry is a little more friendly with letting you add just, endless tokens and stuff. But we'll see. That was endless tokens too. Will creating walls everywhere and me like secreting something everywhere.
Oh my god, yeah, those boards got messy as hell.
Yeah, I can see why the designer's like, yeah, probably just play this visually or virtually because in person you're going to need a million tokens. It's a messy board.
Did you see my post on the Discord about the Predator double feature thing that's coming up?
Oh no, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, they're going to do Prey in the
You see
theater.
that?
Yeah, that's a great. Very
as
cool.
a double feature, and it's only in AMC theaters apparently. But it's going to come out before the official release of the new Predator.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like double features and like, special engagements and stuff at movies. They just don't seem to do that much anymore. So yeah, that's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, nice. Yeah, I wonder. I'm still on the fence with the new Predator movie. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. But it'll be fun though because they're trying a different take and they're seeing like what you can do in this universe, and they're cementing the fact that Weyland-Yutani exists in this universe. So yeah, it's fun. They're like they're playing around with it, and the universe is a big place, so there's lots of room for them to be doing weird things that don't involve the Nostromo or whatever. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be like 3/4 of the movie is pretty good, and then they fuck up the end.
Yeah, right.
So that you and Abyss can be really angry about it.
Right. That third act was trash, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I wonder what that is. I did read a little bit of they forced Nohali to set it before. He wanted to set it. I guess between or right after Aliens, I think, and they forced him to set it before the first movie time wise. I don't know why they did that, but Fox or whatever, whoever's running the show said no. You said this is a prequel, so yeah, that's why I think maybe it got a little bit like okay, I don't quite know what we're doing. I don't know what exists yet. Because it is very strange that so even before the Nostromo there was that much bullshit going on Earth. I mean, okay, whatever. That was a weird choice. But I think they forced him to do that, and that wasn't his choice. But I don't know. I don't trust his choices now anymore. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It would kind of make a little more sense that Yutani had that mission if it was taking place after Aliens.
And like it started it's sort of like a xenomorph gold rush kind of thing, and they knew about it, but then there was like corporate espionage, and other corporations were like, okay, well, if we don't have the technology or the ability to do these deep space explorations, these recovery missions to get these xenomorphs, let's just steal theirs. Like that would have been a little bit more fun, playing around with the more kind of corporate backstabbing and stuff. But yeah, it was what it was. Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to do a little more world building in this new Predator movie.
Yeah, and because they are, this is a Weyland-Yutani synthetic. There could be a little bit more corporate stuff going on too. So we know like how they operate, and it'll be interesting to see when it's set. I just don't. I don't know. Predator is not that interesting. that species is just not that interesting. They've already fucked it up so badly that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, it was fun to see to see a different type of one in like, pre-industrial, North America. That was kind of cool. That was an interesting change, but I don't know how they're going to do, but we will see.
So, I don't know did I mention this on the last stream or not, but the reason I ordered those Deathstalker movies is because Shout Factory made a new Deathstalker movie.
Oh, right.
And it had a limited release this month, but like the nearest theater that's showing it is in LA to me.
Okay. And
like, as much as I'd like to see it, I'm not going to drive 4 hours to see it.
Right.
So I'm just like, I'll buy the old ones. We'll have a laugh, and then that one comes out on Blu-ray. I'll grab that one.
Yeah.
But it has Patton Oswalt in it.
Of course.
I don't know who he played. He doesn't play Deathstalker. I saw the Deathstalker guy is an actor / stuntman guy.
Yeah.
Who was in like the first John Wick movie.
Okay.
And some other stuff. But he has the ridiculous sword. And
nice.
That I don't know if you remember, but he's got that big like multi-bladed sword thing. And there's like that orc pig guy that's in the movies. They brought him back.
Nice.
Somehow. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. I wonder. Patton Oswalt. That's so funny. I wonder it would be really fun if there was, the same way Blumhouse does, just cranks out crappy horror movies. If somebody just started cranking out crappy fantasy movies, that'd be a lot of fun. Like very B movies. For a while, there was some strange direct-to-video fantasy stuff that was coming out, and it looks like they found somebody that could do like good orc makeup and good elf ears, but they couldn't figure out how to write a story. So they had like really good-looking monsters and like fantasy-looking characters, but the stories were just garbage. I think it was like one of those kind of Eastern European productions that people just like running around in the woods the whole time to save money on castle sets and stuff. But it looked like for a while somebody was going to try to do that, but I haven't seen, apart from just stuff that shows up on YouTube, I haven't seen anything very serious.
You can do like it, kind of like you said, like horror. You could do fantasy that's lower budget, but still it can look pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, did you end up watching the new Red Sonja?
No. I watched a couple of reviews, but no, I didn't see the whole thing. How did that look?
It looks pretty good. Like, it's not a bad movie like a Deathstalker. It's better than that.
Right.
Like, did you see the Solomon Kane movie?
Oh yeah.
It's the same person that did that.
Oh, okay.
Did Red Sonja. And, that was kind of a low-budget movie, too, but it didn't look that bad at all.
Right. Yeah,
it wasn't a great idea for a story, but it didn't look that bad.
Yeah, I was thinking that that line between, because watching the original Conan, the 80s, Schwarzenegger Conan movie, like there was stuff in there that was, because they didn't have digital effects or anything, there was some pretty schlocky stuff in there. And I can't imagine that budget was huge. It was like, horse-wise and stuff, like they had to have some, they had some big sets on some horses. But if you scaled some of that stuff down, it took itself so seriously that it never like dipped into like B movie, but a lot of the costuming and stuff was like, it's just barely, it's right there. It's just above. So there has to be an interesting way to find that line between, and if you could connect it to, could you imagine if they did like, I guess though, maybe stuff connected to D&D, there's too much magic and too much, non-human creatures and stuff that would get expensive. But if they could connect it to something like Critical Role or Pathfinder or something that people already had a fan base, and they started doing storytelling, live action, low budget in some sort of world. It'd be pretty funny.
So the one that would work well, especially if it ended up being like a streaming thing instead of a movie, but will never happen, unfortunately, is Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh yeah, right.
Like Warhammer Fantasy, you just need some like rundown villages and some kind of late medieval costuming and the occasional mutant or something,
right.
You could turn that into like a Game of Thrones kind of thing easily.
No, that's true. Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Like do a whole, the whole Enemy Within storyline.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, but yeah, the Games Workshop will never let go of that. There's no way.
No, I mean, unless Amazon said they wanted to do it.
Oh,
but
that's right. Yeah.
Amazon would screw it up. But anyway, I really think though that with Conan, what you're saying, the difference, like the biggest difference, a lot of the times between it's a B movie, bad, schlocky, or it's not on a low budget, is how competently they handle the lighting and the sound.
Yeah, right.
Like a lot of these bad movies, like if you go look at the Deathstalker movies or Hawk the Slayer, that kind of thing. There's problems with the lighting and there's problems with the sound. And like Conan didn't have that. It was shot really well.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, and it had very, and this is John Milius's fault, but it had like just amazing scenes. Like they were just like just the scene of him after he gets the sword, breaks the chain, and the dogs, the wild dogs that were chasing him, start barking, and then cuts to the next scene where he's just wearing their pelts. There was some really like great visuals and great edits and stuff in that movie that don't happen as much in B movies. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure you've seen that making of, right? Like he was actually bit by the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes.
he pulled an Avi and actually bit into like a dead vulture or something. And, like there was some weird crap. And I guess like PETA protested them.
Yeah.
The horse stunts looked so real. They were sure they were hurting the horses and stuff.
Yeah. There's something that I was watching that was talking about some movie, I don't know if it was fantasy, but some horse movie. They moved specifically to Eastern Europe where they could pull the horses down with ropes, where they didn't have to train them. They could just use the horses. So it's like that was like 80s time when it was still like PETA hadn't that little Humane Society symbol wasn't on every movie. There were people doing terrible things to get the shot, but they were also doing that to actors too. So like Shelley Duvall.
Oh man, yeah, torturing Shelley Duvall. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but that's great. Let me know when your Blu-rays show up. A Deathstalker would be fun, and it would be fun to be just talking about inspiration, for your own settings and for RPGs with those kind of movies. I'm very curious about this new version, about how much they went into it. Because Shout Factory, they own a lot of stuff now. They got a lot of rights to stuff, so they must have some money.
They do.
Yeah.
The trailer looks pretty good, and that's kind of going back to what I was saying. Like, it looks like it was shot better than the original ones for sure.
Nice. Yeah, we'll see. Cool. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Hey, Miguel, how's it going? But yeah, cool.
Clarion says 4 hours to LA sounds short. If I was going to spend a couple days down there, it would be fine.
Right.
But I'm not gonna drive down there, see a movie, and then drive back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
too much.
when I tried to do San Diego Comic-Con without a hotel room and tried to drive back and forth between San Diego and Los Angeles every night. Yeah, that was not that didn't work well. But yeah, it's the distances. The further west you go, the distances get much bigger in the U.S. Things just get far apart.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff on the East Coast they complain about their drives cracks me up.
Right.
That's like 45 minutes away, dude. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, I saw you mentioned you're going to run some Lankmar for your in-person group. Get that fantasy.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Nice.
Will's going through his standard cycle, or he's starting to lose interest in his current homebrew, the current iteration of his homebrew game. So I'm seeing that there might be a vacuum to fill.
Nice. Yeah, I was just listening because after we did the unboxing, I had Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser in my, on my mind, and so I listened to the audiobooks of the first kind of collections of stuff. I really like how those characters are set up. Like, I think that's such a great introduction. Each of them having such great backstory and putting them together, and then
their origin,
and putting them in such an interesting setting. That's really and like you were saying during the unboxing, like that feels more D&D than a lot of other stuff that they claim D&D was based on. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it's good.
So, the only thing I got to go back and read in depth because I haven't. All I did was skim it with you guys. So, like, how they handle, like, if you want to make a Grey Mouser type character who is a thief, but he also does a little bit of magic. So, I got to go back and read how they handle that.
Right. Yeah, because
I don't think regular DCC does that.
Right, and we saw that they had to separate white and black magic and everything to make it feel closer to the actual book setting. So, and the alignment stuff too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, alignment stuff I would just throw out. I wouldn't even worry about that.
We won't be needing this. Yeah, good. All right. So, so about this time tomorrow, we'll be getting into the next part. We'll talk a little bit. I'm trying to figure out, because I would really like hook-wise to get you guys to New Orleans. We already have, some stuff that's come up in the previous adventures, but I really want, so Terry's character being from there, and possibly I want to drag Terry's significant other, kind of character in, but I want to make sure that's okay with him first. But I think that might be kind of fun.
For sure. Just message him. I'm sure he'd be all right.
Okay. Good. But more fun, and it's interesting how there's a not heavy connection, but a little bit of connection between the adventures. So should be good. And we'll have to see where we want to go after this, because we've already, stumbled into some ugly stuff. All right, well, cool. But, what else? Yeah, we'll figure it out, eventually figure out exactly what's dying in this chain of live streaming.
Oh yeah, and it always seems to be kind of at the beginning. It seems like which is, what's that about? That's weird.
It's before we even get started, because it was just So I don't know, because it might something's running out of memory or something. But I did change.
What I mean is, it's where you just need to restart everything before we get on them.
Yeah, right. The And just make sure there's not too many tabs open and everything. Because I checked all the OBS settings. This is exciting content, but I checked all the OBS settings, and nothing is relying on the graphics card, the ancient graphics card that's in there. It's all software based that's rendering this stream and everything. And I have it set for not the highest quality, not highest frame rate. So. But the this time, though, made me suspicious because I just have a cheap Chinese converter that takes the HDMI from the camera and puts it into the PC. So I may need to change that with something higher quality, like the one I use at home is a much better one. So, and that's why the video here is always a little greenish because it doesn't convert it so well. When we had originally the first setup that Chris and I had for the weekly, we were at the small table and kind of facing each other with the white background, and I had lights that changed color behind us. That freaked that thing out so much. Yeah, it had no idea what to do with that video when the colors were changing. It's like, I don't have enough color here to interpret this. So yeah, you saw the cheapness of that converter. So yeah, I'll just get a new video converter just to make sure. And then if that still doesn't work, then it's going to be video card time. That's the more expensive option though. But good. Yeah.
Oh, Arturo has the old Fafhrd and Grey Mouser graphic novel. Yeah, that's a great book.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We used to have that book. I wish I still had it.
That's nice. Yeah. Is that the Mike Mignola one? Is that or did he just do covers?
I think he does a cover.
He just did covers. Okay. Yeah.
I think.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, so we'll have to. Yeah, you have to let us know how that went if you run like Martin's, and if it works well, because I'm sure there are other systems that would, there were so many awesome tables and stuff in that box set that you could definitely use in other systems. So DCC may have been hurting themselves by trying to cram their their system into that setting. But a lot of good content.
Hey, Age is here. Hey, Age.
Oh, how's it going? Age of Adventures. The chat. Oh yeah, that was something they just started adding with YouTube, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's Patreon makes it very compatible, but they do have now members only events, so we could do like a weekly thing. Or, if we do premieres of videos or whatever, and then switch it over to a members-only chat and stream. So they're adding all kinds of stuff. Like all these platforms are trying to compete, I guess, with other technologies. So now we can stream on Patreon, live stream on Patreon, and now we can also do members-only stuff on YouTube. But I'm sure they still. I don't know. I wonder if the content ID stuff and all that stuff hits you as hard when it's a members-only. It's a limited audience.
Yeah, I was going to ask, could you stream, do a watch party on members only and they would leave you alone?
I don't know. Yeah, I wonder. Maybe it's probably the same software running on everything because those are the agreements they probably have with all the movie studios and stuff and music companies. It's just we always keep our content ID scouring our videos. Yeah, but Patreon won't. Patreon. If we do like a combination of Discord and Patreon. We could probably watch Deathstalker together, which would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. Lots of stuff. Yeah, I can't wait to get some stuff painted so Chris and I can have a couple of games of all these new systems we've been looking at.
Yeah, you got all kinds of Warpath and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's something that I want. What's that?
You gonna try to film any of that?
Yeah, I want to find a good way to film it. And I think, there's because I've got a huge number of webcams now that have decent resolution. So I was thinking like the same kind of arms that we have the microphones on is putting webcams on arms that we can then adjust like the height, like do an overview and then bring it down to ground level and stuff would be really nice. And so then when we moved it. And it just stayed there, just like stayed. And so we could switch. The only problem is I think you need like 3 people. You need like 2 people to be playing the game, and then 1 person to be kind of like changing angles and stuff. Because otherwise, you have to film. You have to record everything. You have to record like 5 different video sources and then edit
and then cut it together. Yeah.
So it'd be better to do it as a live stream, like a live TV broadcast, where you just had a producer that was just like switching scenes, based on what was going on.
Oh yeah. Because you in OBS you could set up camera 1 as a one thing, camera 2 is another, and then 1 person could just switch back and forth. Yeah. That's true.
And do overlays with what round it was or what a number of victory points. Yeah, there's enough stuff in OBS that we could get away with doing that, and then it wouldn't be like, oh, that was fun, and now we've got a month's worth of work, like cutting this down into a YouTube style video. Yeah, but that's what a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of people put huge time into doing real lean and mean battle reports where there's just both players are like holding a camera while they're playing, and they just cut. It's like a 3-camera shoot basically, and they're just cutting between it, but they have all of the all the skill descriptions and stuff popping up on the screen. But that's a huge undertaking. But yeah. So then all the rules mistakes and stuff will be in the live stream. What's that?
Is there any way to automate that? Like set up like a 3-camera thing and have it running on something that just switches between them?
If it did it automatically, it'd be kind of unpredictable, like the same way that you can do for Zoom calls and stuff, or Zoom and Discord. I think you can say speaker focus, and so whoever's talking like instantly gets popped up as the big as the main window, and then the other people are smaller windows underneath. You could probably do something like that, but then you'd have to be really careful about only talk during your turn, and then have like a referee or somebody that would when they talk, that would be the 3rd camera, that would be the overview. Yeah, you probably could do it, but it wouldn't be. It'd probably be better to have a human like switching scenes, like a TV broadcast.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a way to do that, because they that technology exists for video conferencing, where it just like switches focus. Whoever clears the throat, all of a sudden the camera's on them. Yeah.
Actually, now I think about it, if we took the time to set it up right, like I could literally do that remotely for you guys.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Because as long as I'm listening to what you're talking about, I'll have a sense of what camera I should be on.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you could hear us and see all the camera stuff live.
And if you're feeding to Discord all 3 cameras, I can have them all set up as scenes on OBS.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's
it's possible.
Yeah, that's definitely worth figuring out. Yeah, worth taking some time to make that happen. Yeah, because that's the problem, is that it's always hard to get somebody, and then to tell somebody, well, can you just kind of switch scenes? Don't play the game, don't have fun, just like switch the scenes during the live stream. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. How much are you paying? And that's the thing when you tell someone not to have fun.
I could also tell you, be in your ear and just be like, hey, the camera 2's out of focus, or whatever. Right.
Yeah, that would definitely be worth figuring out. That would be fun. Wow. Yeah, lots of stuff. Yeah, but I definitely want to, because we both have. Oh yeah, so the Mantic thing. So yeah, we both have enough to have an intro game of the Epic Warpath. Mantic did do something where they had to break up a few of the pledges into multiple orders, and a lot of this was for the US. So they're basically paying double shipping, but they're not charging any of the backers anything additional. And what they did, if you missed anything, if you want anything, they opened up their web store with a discount for backers, so you can order more stuff, and that would be included in the second shipment of your pledge, because I guess they haven't sent the second shipments to the U.S. yet. But they also set up a link if you just want to donate a little to us and help us pay for this, because. Yeah, we didn't charge you for the tariffs that we're eating. We didn't charge you for the second shipment that we're eating, but we are eating it. And we're not a big company. We're not Games Workshop. So I thought that was interesting. Yeah, there was an update on the Kickstarter where Mantic said, yeah, we have spared you everything. If you feel generous, please help us out, because we paid double shipping to get a lot of the backers their stuff. Yeah, that was surprising. And that's I think that's a huge difference. Of course, you're never going to see Games Workshop on crowdfunding, but they are also never going to go out of pocket for anything. They're never going to, and they're going to be charging you. Yeah, they're going to be charging you inflation. Inflation prices for 5 years from now, not today. Yeah. Those little scrappy companies take a beating when when things turn like this. Yeah, should be good. Is there? Yeah, there's a. Nobody ever did anything with Deathstalker, right? But is Deathstalker? What's the name of the Frazetta? Painting the guy on the Nazgul looking guy on the horse. That's not Deathstalker, is it?
No, it's like Doombringer.
Okay, yeah. That's right. But Deathstalker has awesome.
It's a little
posters.
different.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
The posters for the Deathstalker movies were awesome, and that was back in the day when the poster sold the movies. But isn't it like? It's like Boris or somebody did what is it?
Death Dealer.
Oh, Death Dealer. Okay. There we go. That's where I was confused. But yeah, the posters for the Deathstalker movies are awesome. I hope that's what the covers of your Blu-rays are, is the movie posters.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, those are great.
I don't really like Vallejo that much, but I'm used to seeing it for those movies, so
yes,
that's what I'm hoping it's for.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, was Barbie Benton was in the first Deathstalker? Oh, wow.
That sounds right.
Yeah. That was the love of Hugh Hefner's life. If he had a heart, I don't know. That's what he focused on. Oh man, that's funny.
The second one is, I actually think, is a little more entertaining, and that's the one Red Letter Media loves to talk about.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's a little less rapey, and the actress that plays the princess, because they have to have a princess in every Deathstalker movie,
right?
Is just unreal how bad an actress she is. Like it's just so funny. It's so funny.
She did a lot of movies too. Yeah. Surprising number of movies. Yeah, I think she eventually became like kind of a scream queen kind of thing for a while. She did like more horror movies, but yeah. And I like that she's doing the Patty Duke thing where she's got two roles. She plays two characters, and one of them has like a different accent, but she's not really pulling it off on either. Yeah. Yeah, she's awesome.
And I think 3. There's something weird with 3. Like Shout doesn't have 3.
Oh, interesting.
And I think 3. That's the Corman one.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it was just produced by a different company, so Shout can't get the rights, or what the deal is.
Yeah.
That one's kind of like boring, and he does his Corman thing where he reuses footage from his other movies and just stitches it into the movie,
Yeah. So they did 4 Deathstalker movies. Wow. And now there's a 5th.
Oh, is there a 4th?
Yeah, there's a
Old
4th
one?
as well.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
So
okay. I've never seen the 4th one.
yeah. That was. I'm trying to get a year here. 91. Oh wow. Yeah. So we went pretty late. Yeah. So this is the
Ooh,
beginning of
way past.
the syndicated schlock. Yeah. This is probably like the Hercules and Xena kind of era. So they're like, oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
we got Deathstalker, right? Let's do a Deathstalker straight
Yeah.
to video. Yeah. Very late. Wow. Good stuff. Yeah, I really think that it would be fun to do. Yeah, there's so many B movie fantasy stuff. It would be fun to do watch-alongs with those, and just because it'll remind us of that era, of our lives, or campaign stuff or story stuff from fantasy. There's a lot.
And even the ones that I wouldn't really consider B movies would be fun to watch too, like Conan and Dragon Slayer and Willow, real Willow, not
and that's streaming Willow, not Denim.
Not that you can
Denim
watch
Willow.
that anyway, because they're pretending it doesn't exist.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It's delete. Yeah, I don't know how we would even find that. Yeah, I loved how much Denim
We'll have
Willow
to have
was
Abyss
wearing.
pirate it for us.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it must exist somewhere on some server.
Oh, I guarantee it's sitting on a torrent thing right now.
Yeah, right. And it's gonna get this like underground following that's gonna then make Disney put it back on the platform. It's only heard of in legends. A whole generation of people. What? There was a Willow streaming series? What could it be? Oh man. Yeah. That's so funny that how much that stuff has changed, and how like and I guess it was home video was the streaming services, the bump from streaming, or the extra money from streaming back in our day. And because I was watching a thing about Halloween 3, and they were talking about it was such a bomb, and people were expecting Michael Myers, and it was like, what's going on? What is this movie? Where they tried to do like the anthology thing, and it really failed when it was released. But people, it just it has a following now, and people like talk about it, and even like there's some weird, of course, it's because of the internet. There's some weird ways that people have figured out that no, this is actually in the same universe, and this Michael Myers exists here because of the mask thing or whatever. It's like they made some weird connections. Like no, it's still the same. It's still the same world, same universe. Yeah, that's the internet. But yeah, it's funny that there's movies that just have this like weird second life, and I think it's just because like timing and stuff is so strange, and now we're at that stage of movie releases where you've got like 1 or 2 weekends to make all your money, and that's it.
Yeah.
So of course things are going to fail unless they're the newest Marvel thing or Mission Impossible or whatever.
The world, like the international box office, is so much more important now to whether you can build a franchise or not. Like,
Right.
Like if you do it's mediocre in the US, but you have a big, a decent worldwide release, you might get to come back for another movie.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah, it's really strange. I can't imagine, because there's stuff that just gets made that should never, in what world would this have ever been a thing? Because of streaming platforms, and but we don't get our schlock. We don't get our B movie schlock. Yeah, very fun.
No, there's no, like, where would you go for it now? Like, I don't know. I don't have cable anymore. I haven't had cable in a long time. But like, does Sci-Fi Channel still buy those horrible movies?
I wonder.
Put them on.
And I was thinking also about like Tubi and some of the like ad-funded streaming platforms that now have like their own original stuff, and they get stuff.
Oh
from,
yeah.
I wonder if there's kind of old B movies and stuff sitting on there, or if they're, because if Shout Factory is buying them, maybe they still cost, somebody owns them and they still cost something, so maybe they won't end up on certain platforms. But yeah, I would think something like that, like an ad.
Well, there's that. What's that horror streamer called?
Yeah, Shudder.
Shudder.
Yeah.
They're making their own stuff and series and movies, and I've heard that some of them are actually pretty good.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, did they?
But you never hear about them because they're just on Shudder.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's a very small platform. Yeah, that's always. I used to like a few years back. I used to get like a trial subscription every Halloween because Shudder always did like really good curated, collections.
Oh yeah,
and also Criterion. Yeah, Criterion Channel does good Halloween collection stuff. If you want to watch some horror movies, but yeah, Shudder is funny. They did like what was it? Creep Show or something like that. They did some like series. That was like a horror anthology kind of thing that they brought back. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what's going to happen, because it does seem I do really like the smaller, like curated streaming services. I think that's a much more satisfying way, because it's just, you never have to look, you don't look endlessly just through garbage and find nothing to watch. There's too much stuff and none of it's good, kind of thing. None of those curated ones like Criterion or Shudder, you do that. You go in, you're like, oh, I haven't seen this, or I want to see this, or it's like, and I guess because it's hand chosen, and it's also a more of a niche. It's horror, or it's independent international film, kind of stuff. So you already have different expectations, but yeah, just these these streaming buffets of nothing. Yeah, it's just rough. Yeah, I can't do most of the ad supported streaming stuff. I have to use a VPN from Japan because none of them are supported in Japan. There's no rights to them, so I don't have much experience with it. But I'm curious, what kind of stuff is making its way onto all of those.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you, but when that ad with that share thing finally got killed, that you were letting me and Will use, I lasted half a day and I buckled and paid for the no ads, because I can't even with advertising.
Yeah. It's definitely rough, and especially with autoplay, you have to turn that off, because you just get endless ads that if you're not like right there to skip it, it just goes on and on. That's really bad. I mean, I think everything is tending to a very expensive premium or ad supported. Like, we're going to have this 2-tier world very soon that's going to be very miserable.
Oh yeah.
Because they're going.
I'm quite happy with my little Apple biosphere I live in, because as long as they remain the niche alternative, they're not going to do quite the same evil that Microsoft is going to do.
Right. Yeah, and they're doing that's another, like, similar to Shudder. Like, they're doing good stuff, and it's just not getting enough attention because they don't have as many subscribers. Like, like stuff gets viral and people are talking about crap that's streaming on Netflix, but you don't hear that as much on Apple. But the quality of that stuff is so much better. Yeah.
Well, cool. But I mean, just like what you and Chris were talking about at the start of the stream, with the whole subscribing to your Windows and getting forced to have ads on Windows and all that. My God, that just sounds like a nightmare to me.
Yeah, except I remember the networked PC was something that it was like Windows XP days, maybe like even before then. Microsoft was like flirting with that idea of like, wait, you just have a workstation that's networked, and you don't have to install any software. We'll do that for you. Like, they were really like flirting with like, can we get away with doing that? I think that would have been a huge victory for Apple, because people would have moved towards Macs. Like, creative people and stuff would have like just, you know, all flooded over to using Macs, because that would only work in an office environment where you're forced to you know, be at a workstation, and it's going to be a, you know, basically a cloud managed workstation. But yeah, they're still flirting with that idea, and the thing with the with Game Pass, with that Xbox, their gaming stuff, their streaming service with Game Pass, they've now started raising the price. And the scary thing that I heard about in that discussion was, we don't even know what they're planning, because they're test marketing it in South America and African markets that nobody is going to talk about. And they said, I think it was in Brazil, they recently like doubled the price of they have a very small customer base, but they doubled the price of their game streaming to see if people would swallow it, and they did. So yeah, they're already like, you know, testing certain markets and making this like multi-tier society, because in the different levels now, they talk about faster connections, higher resolution video streaming, like for games, you know, so your game will look better and it'll be smoother if you pay more. So
for all the frame rate junkies,
yeah, exactly, yeah, my
son talks about frame rate all the time on video games, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yes. That's probably the reason we keep crashing early in the stream, is because we're trying to do 60 frames a second and we just can't do it. Yeah, crazy. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Matt, for jumping in, and I will see you soon with some more Eldritch horror. And yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with us in the chat. It's always fun to catch up on the weekly. So yeah, we will do this again soon. We'll be back next week for the weekly, and we will be on streaming for our actual play in about 24 hours. So thanks for joining us, and thanks so much to the members and patrons that make all of this possible. So we will see you in Call of Cthulhu very soon. So take care, and see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.